Yo, what's up, my people? What up? What up? What up? Good afternoon on this Monday, first of the month, baby. Wake up, wake up, wake up. If you're asleep, you shouldn't be. I should have told y'all this morning, right? But now, shout outs to everybody out there traveling this afternoon. Um, I hope everybody gets to where they need to go safe. If they haven't got there already, please arrive there safe. We know how these times can be. Holiday times, everybody's rushing to where they either think they gotta be or they're trying to get to, or they're just rushing to be doing it because they have no patience. Um, Safe out there this afternoon. Um, be aware of what's going on around you and who's around you around this holiday time. All right. Hope everybody's dressed warm out there. Wherever you're from, the weather is probably appropriate. So, you know, hopefully it's not bothering you. You know what I mean? So, this weather's kind of funny sometimes, but it is what it is. Peace to everybody out there, everyone. We getting back into this boxing talk, and today we're going to pick up pretty much where we left off at yesterday, but the difference is we're talking about a guy who nobody seems to want an issue with. They don't want no type of competition with. Don't hear too many people mentioning his name. And that gentleman would be Gary Antuanne Russell. Is he the boogeyman of 140? Right? People say there's no such thing as it. Hey, listen, that's what they call it. That's what I'm gonna go by. I probably won't be on here too long, so I'm gonna make this probably as quick as I can, unless my somebody comes up and join me. It probably won't be too long. So we just gonna get into this whole 140 division. All right, so let's go. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone. Um, Welcome back to the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And as we approach the holidays, coffee mugs are out here. So if you're looking for a coffee mug to have for for your Christmas, holler at me. We're getting these coffee mugs together for the holidays. We're getting shirts for the holidays. So either hit the Cash App, or before you do that, hit me and tell me what it is you need done and how you want it done, and we will provide that. You know what I mean? So y'all hit it. Get your coffee mug, man. That's that. Believe me, you don't want to miss out on that. So, Mr. Gary Antuanne Russell. Um, of course, yesterday we got into the whole Pitbull Cruz, Lamar Roach. Um, Two guys is at 40, and we were speaking about other people at 40. Picasso, what's up? We spoke about Richard Hitchens. We spoke about Tiafimo. Um, we spoke about so many other guys that's at 40, and we're just trying to see, is there going to be any moment or any time, or we're going to see Gary Antuanne Russell? What's going on, Picasso? Hope as well. Is there going to be a time we're going to see Gary Antuanne Russell with any of these type guys at 40? I'm hoping for next year, yes. But it seems like from, what was it, 2 fights ago, the one that Gary Antoine had stopping beating Ohio really was an eye opener for some people. and it wasn't the name, it was the way he beat him. Because some of y'all will say, "Well, who's Orion?" He was nobody, but it was the way he beat him. Um, that had put the 140-pound division on notice, letting him know that if you feel like I don't deserve to be here, however you feel about me, my brothers, or me, we are here. And most importantly, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. So when I sit and I think about it, and me and my brother D Free just rapped about this um, yesterday. Excuse me, y'all. Give me 1 second. We rapped about this yesterday about how nobody wants smoke with Gary Antoine Russell. I'm hoping to eventually see somebody um, take that challenge. Maybe Matias, but even though he had failed that test and something happened now, and I guess he's good now, but whatever, because sometimes that can interfere in it, because people then they start questioning the fighter. But even that would be entertaining. What is this? Is this my other phone I got? Yes, it is. Okay, let me put this here. Now let me see. With Mr. Gary, not Mr. Gary, but Gary Antoine. Let me see for a second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to look up something, but it's too much. It's too much going on, and I don't have time for it. But anyway, uh, we were speaking about, like I said, Twan yesterday, and we started to as we start to look around. 140 is getting interesting. We had I mentioned it yesterday that Frank Martin is making his debut in 140 this Saturday. Same card as the Pitbull and Lamont Roach. Um, I believe Shakur. Now I'm hearing Shakur and Tiafimo's official. That's at 40, I believe. So when you start to shop around and you look around and you go, it's pretty interesting at 40, like I explained yesterday. But when you take the time to sit and think, and you go, when are we going to see Gary in there with any of these guys? Now, some of y'all responses, they don't want no parts. They don't really want to fight him. Um, People don't mention his name like that. Or why should he have to go out and have 4 or 5 more fights to prove himself? But right now, it's probably the most voided. I mean, did they not do this with Mr. Gary? It now seemed like his brother is dealing with the same thing. Um, it's hard to get these guys to do what they say and to say what they do. And I know, the business is based on exactly what it is, business. Some people look just for a money grab, and they're going to try to get that the easiest way possible. If they don't have to get their head beat in, if they don't have to worry about if I fight this guy, I'm not only fighting him, I have to fight the judges, I got to fight the crowd, I got to deal with, the referee because sometimes it's favoritism. I think a lot of guys, not making excuses for them, but a lot of guys might try to avoid that because, as you can see, a lot of that comes with the sport of boxing. It's no longer just worried about you fighting your opponent. It's you also fighting the crowd and the judges. So people, and then sometimes people go, "Oh, it's not worth the risk," and um, high risk, low reward. That's the favorite. That's the favorite shit that goes around. High risk, you know, low reward. I say make the fight. But like I told y'all, I don't expect I don't expect anything to go down with these cats. I expect, what I expect is exactly what I expect to what I see go on in boxing. So when something happens, I'm never surprised by it. I'm never baffled by it. I'm not like, it has to be something that catches me where I go, wait a minute, how is they allowing this to happen? But other than that, nothing ever catches me off guard in boxing. Um, a lot of these guys shouldn't have to be forced to fight. Like you should want to, you know, we giving you 30 days to do this, to do that, and if not, you have to drop the belt. That kind of shit. I mean, to me, it doesn't make any sense when we see stuff like that. Um, and we know that's not what the sport of boxing is about. So, when I see stuff like this, I just go, hey, we gotta find ways to do better in the sport to try to make sure that we get possibly the best fights that we can get. And it's not to take anything away because we've been getting some good fights in boxing. I'm not going to hate on any of the ones that we have been getting. I've actually enjoyed it. And this week I will enjoy this week's fight. But the question of the day is Gary Antuanne Russell the boogeyman of 140? Um, I don't know if people understand that question. I don't know if people want to understand that question. I don't know if people don't like the boogeyman name, so it's like don't use the boogeyman name, but whatever. I'm gonna use whatever I want. Same way everybody else does. Smash that like button because the 140 is gonna develop more and more as the time go by. We're waiting to see if Keyshawn is going to make his way there, or does he stay at 35 and try to entertain, what he's doing over there, which we don't know what's happening with his weight situation. Him getting with Jay Prince, we're gonna see how that turns out for him. But back to Antuanne. And at this point, it doesn't matter what belts he holds or this and that, all that shit. I'm not saying the belts don't matter. I'm not gonna say that. The fights matter, and we know that it has to make sense though. But I think there's a lot of fights out here for him that make sense, and it's not just because of the money. Because everybody seemed to be calling everybody out, but some way somehow Russell's missed off that list of people wanting to challenge him, and I think that needs to change. Now, of course, you could put him in that ring with a regular Joe, and then we're all sitting around saying, "Who is this guy?" Because we're not familiar with him. But remember, I told you, you got to stay active. Every fight's not going to be a big fight, so guys can't sit around and wait for somebody to feel like fighting them when they feel like fighting them. It just doesn't. It don't work that way. But when I look at Mr. Gary, I keep saying Mr. Gary. When I look at Gary Antoine, um, super talented, no fear, and come from one of the most fightingest families in the world. I mean, the first family I think of before I think of the Russells, I think of the Judas. You know, I start thinking about people in the families, and I go, man. So it's in their blood. It's what they do. Um, and I just want to see just like every other fighter. I want to be able to see him in there with somebody that we could sit and be like, hey, this might be a good one. What's up, y'all? Smash that like button on your way in. Peace to y'all. Peace to y'all. Um, but like I was explaining to my brother D Free yesterday, that we're not gonna sit and complain about things that we know we have unnecessarily control over. We have no control over that. So being that we don't have no control over that, we let things take its we let nature take its course. That's pretty much what we do. More than that, hope it ain't dead. Damn things. Yeah, so we're gonna let that happen, and I'm feeling that next year will be it will be a mighty, blessed, grateful, exciting, strong year for boxing in 2026. But there's going to be some down parts of the boxing next year that I mean, we've seen this year a lot of cards that people were supposed to fought on got scraped off because either fighters got sick or they got injured. This was probably the number one year where a lot of fighters were sick and got injured or they failed drug tests. So you could expect a lot of this for next year, where it's going to be some ups and there's going to be some ups and downs. Um, that's just life in general. But for Mr. Gary Antoine Russell, I should say, I forgot how my brother D Free put it. Um, after this week, who knows what position that puts them in? See, the fight with Pitbull Cruz and Lamar is not just a fight; it puts them in the position. And I think that's what my brother Free was saying. when he was here that it sets them up for an opportunity, because that's what everybody is looking for, an opportunity. That's why I mentioned that yesterday. I have no beef with it, because it could lead to something great for whoever. I could see Turkey Al Sheik putting some stuff together. He's already been getting involved. Um, I could see him making some things happen. Um, I could see a lot. Excuse me, I missed some calls, so I'm on my phone. I apologize. But as I was speaking about yesterday, about how 140 looks so exciting, it looks so promising, but at the same time, what pisses me off with the sport of boxing, but I can't get pissed with it, but more or less what us in the media and these fans is that we allow ourselves to get caught up in the hype because we think something that we felt makes sense should happen, and if it don't, then we have an issue with it. But like my man D Free said, we don't expect anything from these fighters, because expecting anything from flyer. Look at it. That's the flyer I got from when I went out there with the rappers. There's a store out there. It's a pretty good store too. I'm gonna check some out. Take you out there. They do different stuff too. Women's clothes, like a clothing line, a lot of stuff they do. Um, we don't expect anything. We can't expect anything because um, even though we are the fans, we are the content creators, we are the supporters. Um, Boxing is just gonna be what it's gonna be. Um, we either can go on watching it, um, or we cannot. But I'm hoping in next year, um, from January to around this time next year, we will have some of the best fights in boxing. But in order to make that happen, fighters gotta want to fight. Angie, what's up, sis? Fighters gotta want to fight. Of course, the promoters are working with each other already, and I feel like Mr. Turkey Al Sheik, played a role in that. The Excellency played a role in that, making bringing some guys that never wanted to work together, and now it's finally happening. So now we just need some of these fighters to say, hey, even if our promoters don't, which 9 times out of 10, your promoters might not be the one to pay you, but Turkey Al Sheik damn sure will. And yeah, we shouldn't have to see every fight that we see shouldn't have to go through him. But if he can make fights happen that we are craving for, then why not? Now you see the fight that's this week. It's not a Turkey Al Sheik card. It's a pretty damn good card though. I could see a card like this on a Turkey Al Sheik, but it's not though, right? And we want to continue with that. We want to keep people interested in boxing. For the new people that's walking in, we want to keep them interested. For people who haven't watched it probably in a good 10 years, we want to bring them up to date of what's going on in the sport. Even for us content creators, we got to play our part. We got to play our role. We can't be out here calling ourselves journalists, content creators, calling ourselves bloggers, but we out here trolling at the same time. It's cute to do that when you got a little free time to play around. But when you're trying to get people to understand of what's going on in the sport, we gotta keep them posted. Turkey barely watches the fights when he is there. He's always turning around and talk. Yeah, he is, yo. I ain't gonna lie, Angie. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I think my man got like 7 wives and he probably be DMing each one of them. How's the kids? 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 They fight is okay. You just need to pick it up a little bit, you know. No, for real. Listen. I've seen him on TV. I was at the fight in person to watch him. I was at press conference to watch him. Even at the press conference, the man is on his phone. I said, man, that man black. That man is not that. That man is not from where they say he from. That man black. That's what we do. We be on our phone. You ever be in church and you know you ain't supposed to be on the phone? You supposed to be looking up and listening to the pastor talk. We on our phones, looking at what's going on social media, trying to catch a little bit of the game that we missed. Shout out to Turk, man. But y'all don't have to agree. Like some people will argue. Well, what makes you say that Gary Antoine Russell is the boogeyman of the 140 division? I ask, is he? Is he? Because there's a difference of saying that somebody is versus you asking them, is he? Because I could have easily been like, he's the boogeyman of 140. But I'm asking, is he the boogeyman of 140? Because there's not too many people daring to play with his name. When he fought Ryo pretty much played with his name. He didn't deserve the opportunity. He didn't deserve to be here. What did Gary Antoine do? He proved to him that he deserved to be there. He deserved to be there. And ever since then, it just seemed like to me, not too many people were looking forward to challenging that. Because if Gary Antoine's a nobody, if he's not on the level that people might not think he's on, and you just dislike him for whatever reason you dislike him, whatever it is, then there shouldn't be no problem with nobody calling his name out. There shouldn't be no problem with somebody saying, look, after this fight, I want Gary Antoine Russell. Or we can skip my next fight and we can get it on. Now, I believe Gary has a fight coming up. Um, Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. Hold on. I was trying to look at what my boy got his next fight because he actually, they said he just had one, boy. He's supposed to have another one coming up. And I read it too because I know he fought on the, if I'm not mistaken, he was supposed to have fought on the, I believe he did fight on one of the Jake Paul cards. He is 18-1, 17 knockouts. It's a bad boy. That is a bad boy. Capitol Heights, Maryland, stand up. Gary Antoine And Richard Hitchens wouldn't be bad. Gary Antoine, Gary Antoine and Lamar Roach wouldn't be bad neither. Wouldn't be bad fights. That's something that could be made in DC or could be made in New York, or they could take it to Vegas. Um, However they want to do it. Smash that like button on your way coming in, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Good afternoon. Yeah, the question is Gary Antoine Russell the boogeyman of 140? Y'all can feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Because at some point, we're probably going to come back again. And we're going to try to do a raffle with all these guys, man, to see who is that guy at 40. Of course, Devin's gone from there. So, oh, man, to entertain his name and it would have been beautiful. But I believe he's done with that. But coming to the end of the year, we're supposed to start the year off um, with Matias and Smith, January 10th, Barclay Center. So that fight's still on. And then the end of the month, on the 31st of January, we are supposed to have, that I just read that they was trying to say it was official, was Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. Jeff Spark, my brother, what's up? So Teofimo Lopez and Shakur at 40. Now you telling me that 40 is not an interesting division? Frank Martin making his comeback, making it at 40. We're still waiting to see what Keyshawn Davis is going to do. Does he come back at 35 or does he come back at 40? Remember, he's growing. The body's growing. He doesn't want to try to come back at 35 and two things happen. He either doesn't look that good. Well, three things happen. Three things can happen, right? When it's something with your weight. Now, stay with me on this. The three things that can happen when you have a weight issue is this. You either don't make weight or you make weight and don't look that good when you perform, or you possibly go in there and you get beat the hell up. Now, you not looking that good does not mean you lost. You won, but you didn't look that good, which means your weight is questionable and how long you are going to stay at that weight or not stay at that weight. But at that moment, you go, maybe it is time for me to move up or move down, whatever the case may be in your situation. So that's how it can go. Those three things right there. And the not looking that good does not mean you lost, because people take it for that. Well, he might have won, but he still didn't look that good. I mean, yeah, we know. We know. So yeah, that's something that people need to understand how this works. I like Gary Antoine. I like everybody that's at 40. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna look into more about this Shakur Stevenson and Tiafimo, because when I get ready to do that one, Lord have mercy, Jesus. It is going to be a problem um, when I get ready to do that one. Can't wait for that. And if they definitely do that in my city, it's gonna be on and popping. Can't wait. But after this Saturday, Pitbull Cruise, Lamont Roach, we'll see where all roads lead to after this Saturday. Will somebody fight Gary Antoine? When can we expect to see Africa back in the ring? What does Frank Martin does? What will Frank Martin do when he comes back? Um, will Keyshawn be at 40? There's so many questions to ask about when it comes to 40. Why I thought Gary Antoine was like five. Nah, nah, he thought he was like 5'3". Nah, nah, his brother, Mr. Gary, is about 5'6". I'm 5'7", so he's like right up under me, his brother though. And Twan, if I'm 5'7", Twan about 5'9". I think they got him listed at 5'10", but he ain't really 5'10". It's not 5'10". That's what they had him listed as. But if you look at, I've took pictures with him before. If y'all see that picture I got in my thumbnail, I took that picture with him. That had to be about maybe 2 years ago. Not 2 years ago. Actually, I think when I took that picture with him, yeah, it might have been the weather was warm. So it might have been about 3 years ago when I took that picture. I forgot who he was fighting that time at the Barclay. So yeah, I have to go back and remember who he was fighting. Um, but yeah, yeah. As you can see, I had hair. I had like a little high top curly. I look like one of them R&B. I look like one of them R&B singers from the New Jack Swing era. I look like I was doing music and Teddy Riley was producing it. That's what the hell I look like. I'm over in that picture on some "Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming" looking ass. That's what I look like. Oh man. But yeah, I figured that would be a perfect thumbnail since we were speaking about him. One thing I love about having pictures of these fighters when I want to speak about them, not all of them, but some of them, I got pictures where I can actually put them up. Yeah, Clarence Rowley. Yeah. Yo, Edge, yo. Yo, Edge. Yo. Yo, I swear, I'm not Clarence the Barge. Yo, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you right now, Edge. I'm not playing with you right now. I had the "Why you getting funky on me" look. That's what that was. Today looking ass. That's what I look like. But yeah, we got like I said, we got guys returning at 40. We got two fights at 40 this week. I can't think of Frank Martin's opponent name, but Gary Antoine fought him. I'm gonna look up his name, but so we got two fights at 40 this week. We don't know what's going to happen. We can only wait to see. Because we want to bring the new year in the right way. But at the same time, you can't get too hyped when it comes to this boxing because what you think you saw is what you didn't see. And what you think you're gonna get, you might not necessarily get. If that makes sense to y'all. If that did that make sense to y'all what I just said? What you thought you saw is what you didn't see. And what you think you're gonna get is what you're not gonna get. No, that's just how it is. So we have to enjoy the sport of boxing as much as we can. Why it's like this because we have some people that's involved in boxing and we don't know what they're gonna do for us next year. So let's just enjoy it. Let's just enjoy it. the best way we know how, and hopefully, yo, Ange, you know what I want, Ange? I'm Ange. Yo, check this out, Ange. Tell me if this makes sense. You know how Turkey Out of Sheep been coming to New York, right? He done came to Times Square. He done came to Queens. Yo, Ange, I need him in the Bronx next year at Yankee Stadium. I need Turkey. Yeah, I know. That's the same thing I was thinking, Ange. I need him in Yankee Stadium, Ange. Can you imagine that, Ange? Turkey Out of Sheep, Riyadh season, BX, Yankee Stadium. I'll be damned if they don't give me credentials. You crazy? In my old neighborhood, man, we need, yo, listen, I'm telling y'all, man, I'm about to write Turkey Out of Sheep. Straight up. That man started following me on Facebook. That would be wild, wouldn't it be? I mean, he already hit Times Square. He hit Queens. I'm telling you, we should go, man. We should go for it, man. We need Turkey Alex Sheik in the Bronx, Yankee Stadium. You know the Yankees be playing, so you got to do it on the day that they're not playing. You might have to do it on some June type shit. Pick a day that they're not playing. You know what I mean? That would be crazy though, but it would be necessary. Angie, I know you'll pull up for that. Everybody gonna pull up for that. You got to make a fire card for that though. Oh yeah, I know you would. That would be a fire card. And the card that he gave us in Queens really wasn't a bad card. I've never seen William Cepeda, and I like William Cepeda, and I got to see him and Shakur. I got to see Shakur fight. What, maybe that was my second or third time seeing Shakur fight. So that was dope for me. I've got to see Edgar Berlanga. I've seen him 3 times. Shiraz, my first time seeing him, knew nothing about him. Never got to see Matias. I got to see him. Um, so if they can make a, I'm gonna come back and talk about that too. I'm gonna come back and talk about that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna come back tomorrow and talk about that. What will Riyadh season look like in Yankee Stadium? I'm gonna come back tomorrow and talk about that. I wish I could do like they do on here and blend it in and put Turkey out of Sheik face in the middle and just have Yankee Stadium. It's okay though. I'm not tripping. We gonna talk about that tomorrow though. What will Riyadh season look like, right? And there. Ann says she'll go. And you can't get the nosebleed seats, man. Cause seats, damn seats in Yankee Stadium, boy, it was shit. Further you go up, them damn baseball players start to look like ants. Now I usually be like, I'm not putting in no credentials because they don't never answer me. But god damn it, if they in the Bronx, they don't listen. If I got the, and I usually don't go out my way to run down on nobody. But man, for that end, I got to run down on everybody. Because these people that they pick to do these credentials, no disrespect, a lot of times they don't really know shit about boxing. They just picking who got the popular channel. If they see that they interview certain fighters, then they'll want to pick them, and it's like, come on, man, we got to be fair. You have to give somebody an opportunity and a shot to to show so they can showcase what they can do. So, but it's something that you never stop working. You just keep working. But to see a Riyadh season in Yankee Stadium tomorrow, I'm talking about it. I want to see Riyadh season, Bronx next summer, either June or maybe even September. The weather's still nice in New York in September. Even at nighttime, the weather's still kind of like summertime. Usually you figure summertime it'll pick, September it'll pick up. Sometime in September it could still be in the 70s and 80s. Believe it or not, I'm cool with September. Give us a nice Saturday. Uh oh, It's starting already. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, they out here banging on my block. It's crazy. Well, yeah, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. I'm gonna think of some. I'm looking for some thumbnail or something to put up and see if we can get something going on there. But yeah, make sure y'all leave a comment, man. Make sure y'all leave a comment tonight. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all are probably busy. Sometimes y'all don't get the notification, so a lot of time people be like, "I didn't even know you was live. I'm sorry, I got to go back to the replay." It's all good. I don't know what's up with the notifications. That's why a lot of y'all, I try to send y'all the live through your Instagram, not for you to come up and on the panel, but just so you know that I'm live. Because some people won't, they just won't know. So I try to do that as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Um, Tomorrow morning I will be back with the morning chop ups. I wasn't gonna, but it's gonna be 7:30, y'all, because I really gotta bust a move tomorrow. It does suck sometimes. Because when you don't see a certain amount of people coming in your channel, people tend to get mad. Yo, how you sit there and be talking and it be like 5, 6 people in your chat? Man, I don't listen. I love this so much. I don't need 50 people in here. I could sit here and nobody could be watching me. You're being a content creator really has nothing to do with how many people show up on your channel. Some people just look for attention, man. Like, if you go live and if you go live on Instagram and Facebook and nobody comes through, you're like, well, nobody's here. I'm just gonna break out. And which is it can be understandable, but some people just get mad automatically, and I'm like, I don't trip about it. You know what I'm saying? Some people didn't know you were live. Some people ain't interested in listening to you. Some people may think you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and it's okay. It's okay. I'm finding ways every day to try to be a better content creator than I was the day before. Um, and we can always work on new things, and that's all I'm trying to do is get ready to work on some new things. It's new things in the works, but y'all make sure y'all get y'all No Doug Zone coffee mugs. Christmas time's coming up. You don't want to miss it. You drink that hot cocoa. You might be drinking some eggnog. You might be, I don't know, coquito, some henny. I don't care if you drink Gatorade out the mug. Y'all might want to get these mugs, man. Nah, and you all right, and you all right. You better than the other two I put out of here yesterday. I tell you that. You way better than them. One just don't know what the hell they want. The other one is a flunky. So believe me, you know what you talk about more than anything else. But boxing, please. But yeah. So let's see what they have in store for Mr. Gary. Or Gary Antuanne, I should say. I keep saying Mr. Gary. Gary Antuanne. We'll see what the future holds. But tomorrow evening, we definitely gonna come back with that whole Rion season. Oh yeah, you wasn't here yesterday. You wasn't here yesterday morning. Yeah, it got funky. Vay will tell you. If you DM Vay, she'll tell you. Or I'll DM you and tell you. Yeah, I had to. I had to. People that can keep God in their life, I can respect that. But if you want to keep stupidity in your life, I can't deal with you. I'm allergic to that. So once you show me that you're not allergic to stupidity and you love it, and you accept it and you don't care about nobody else around you, then I'm not the person that you need to be around because that means who am I to you? So, it is what it is. Well, not it's not YouTube, it's people. I always tell people YouTube wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for the people. So, some of the stuff you see, majority of the stuff you see is the people. If everybody decided not to go live on YouTube and TikTok and everything else, what would social media be? So I never blame social media. I always tell people social media is going to be the death of you if you continue to carry on the way you do. So that's pretty much it right there. That's why, I have the morning chop ups. That's why I come back with the boxing. That's why, you see me in the pictures. I'm running around doing stuff with the rappers and all that. You know what I mean? I'm in Brooklyn 1 minute, then I'm in Harlem, then I'm in the Bronx, I'm in Staten Island. I'm just moving around. This year is pretty much over. Y'all gonna see me come back strong in 2026. I'm talking about super strong, trying to be a part of as much as I can be a part of, from Hall of Fames to galas to charity events, to being that more boxing matches with the amateurs, to getting back to interviewing them. I'm gonna probably hit a gym tomorrow and talk to some guys about the fight that's coming this week. So I'm moving, man. We don't be having time for nonsense, man. A lot of people just seem like they're addicted to it, and that's just not something I'm gonna be addicted to. I can't be addicted to stupidity. I'm a very I like to consider myself a cool, calm, and collected content creator. At least that's what I think. You know what I mean? I'm never trying to compete with anybody or be on the same level as them. I don't want to be. There's only one No Doug Zone. There's only one Clarence, and that's all. It could be a million people with my name, but you better believe there's only one me. And that's how I would like to keep it. Hold on, give me a second, y'all, because I was gonna get off, but I'm gonna just stay on the 70. What's that? 7:05. Y'all give me 1 second. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I had to grab something to drink, but that's either here and there. So y'all saw my video today. Y'all might have been earlier today. Y'all might have saw my video. What is wrong with him? Listen, I'm comical, but I'm also passionate about how I feel about certain things because I just want to see all of us win. So don't think that he's putting, people sit in front of that camera, they just act any kind of way. No, not me, not me. I'm not looking to be no actor. It's just I want all of us to win. I want to see all of us in great positions. That's the reason why sometimes I am the way I am. So when I see somebody acting out of character or going out of their way to make us all look like fools, um, I can't deal with them. So that's pretty much how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm gonna get back to this boxing in a couple. I'm gonna get back to this boxing in a minute, but because I'm getting ready to get off here 7:05. But stuff that you're gonna hear me say, rather if you're trying to figure out who I'm saying it about, I'm just a person who's going to speak his mind. I'm no shit starter. I'm not looking to beef with nobody. But sometimes you don't have to look for a problem. The problem will look for you. Now, how you handle the problem when it's looking for you, it's on you. Um, but that's all I am. I'm just a person who's gonna speak his mind, and I'm gonna live by my brand. No duck zone, and I'm just not going to duck. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I have a I have a great group of people over here that come and support me. I have a dope podcast. I have a dope wife. I love boxing, no matter how crazy and confusing and disturbing it could be sometimes, but I love it. I love being able to run around and catch footage, being around rappers or whoever. Because one day, all this that I'm doing is going to make me a very wealthy man. It's going to make me a wealthy man. So, and the reason why I know I will be successful at doing it, because I stay true to who I am. I'm not on here shucking and jiving and trying to dance for the man, as they would say. So, because I know, a lot of people might not understand. You're supposed to be involved in boxing or dealing with these youth, but you be acting a little. Hey, I'm not acting nowhere or nowhere near the way you guys act. I speak from passion. Some of y'all speak from stupidity. It's a difference. It's a big difference. So, yeah, that's how it is. You ain't never experienced the morning choppers. You gotta come and you gotta come and check it out. You gotta come check the morning chop ups out. Please, y'all. Please. If you ain't never experienced the morning chop ups, come see. It's definitely worth you coming and stopping by. We try to make the conversations as pleasant as we can. We try to make the conversation as fun as we can. Um, some conversations are for people, some conversations are not. But we always stay true to who we are. And we always try to respect people's feelings. So that's what we do. So tell somebody to come on over this way. Come check me out. And I promise you this: if I'm not for you, you can go ahead and go. Some people go, I don't want to check you out because I already looked at some of your videos or I heard people tell me about you and I'm not interested. Go ahead, would not be interested. Go hang around the lies and the false users. Go ahead if you like. The people who just trying to get you to believe in what they believe in. I speak boxing. I speak about what fighter I want to speak about. I speak about what fight I want to speak about. See, nobody was going to think of this Gary Antuanne being the boogeyman of the division. This is something I wanted to get into, and tomorrow we're going to get into a lot. Make sure you guys share, and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. We'll be back December 2nd with the morning chop up, 7:30 tomorrow morning. We coming back 6:05 with We Are Season. Will we see it? Could we possibly see We Are Season if my man Turkey Ali Sheik in Yankee Stadium in the Bronx? We gonna see. Love y'all. Appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And three things that we got to do all the time is to protect our peace, our space, and our surroundings. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.